I also have in here a pencil sharpener for sharpening decent sticks up to use with a bow and arrow. Just easier than carving it, and get decent round then as well. And iodine solution in a sealed pot with a bit of duct tape around it. Iodine, obviously, water purification, and other things as well, but you can figure that out as well. And in the back, waterproof notepad, basic sights for the bow and arrow, and 11 micro. And okay, so the main sights are actually in there. I won't bother getting them out, but they sit in a separate section so they don't get buggered up or bent or anything. Obviously everything in this pack can take water, and that's why it's in this pack. You'll see I've got it kind of modular, and the rest of the stuff that can't take water is mostly in dry bags. There's one bit which isn't at the minute, which should be, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'll stack all that up. You can see a lot of this repair stuff doesn't get used very often. Certain bits do, but it's rare that you actually have to use it, particularly when you're doing more of the bushcrafty side of things. But should it hit the fan, you know, it's all there. So next in here, this is the other one that should be in a waterproof but isn't, and this houses all the electronic bits and things that will get done over by water. So I keep a basic phone, like absolute bottom of the range, one of them that just lasts forever and ever, a little portable speaker, there's some head torch, just a little Coleman, brilliant little thing, and I use it much more than the other flashlight. It's quite efficient. You've got different settings, you've got red light, low and high, and yeah, as I say, it's efficient enough and really does the job. These two books, you'll all see the one on the left. The one on the right is actually really good, highly recommend it. It's regional, and you can find out all the bits that you can and can't eat around where you are, which obviously, you know, is massively important, and whilst you can learn it, at least you've got a reference just to make sure you're right. A basic walkie-talkie, which is only like a 3 kilometre, but other people I know have got packs also have them, and we'll use them if we need to. We've already got something set up, so you know, if it kicks off, that's what we're doing. Now, got another little medical thing here, which is just basically tablets, antihistamine, a few water purifying tablets, ibuprofen, codeine, and various other little bits in there, but just basic painkillers and the like, effectively. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting. So, just before I do that, there's a little MP3 player in there that I keep in now, keep it charged. And, I mean, music's a good thing, keeps you chilled. So, you know, when it kicks off, it's nice to be able to do, you know, have some bit of normality with you. So there you go. Now, I've batteries in here, I've got 2 packs. Everything I have runs on AAA's, and I have various methods of charging them on the road. So obviously I've put them in packs so they can't short out, which is a really important thing to do. But yeah, they're rechargeables. There's probably 12 in there. These are all the connectors that I have for all my various devices, and a few other ones in there as well. It's very small, like they don't take up a lot of room, and they're, you know, right handy thing to have. And this is a charger that goes with the freeloader for charging AAA's and AA's. It also comes with a little torch on it, and just a little light to show you how charged the batteries are. But basically it comes from a USB in the front and can plug into, you know, anything to get power out and put it into the batteries, or actually output back into the freeloader, which doesn't give out enough juice on its own, but it does have an internal battery, and when charged I'll get quite a bit out of this. I can also scrape a little bit out of the sun, but we all know the UK weather isn't really enough to fully sustain that. So to run alongside that, I'll use a thermoelectric generator, which basically stands up on the bottom. There's a stand on the back there and on the top there, and this, in fact, I'll show you. Hold on. Wait a minute. So this is how it goes. You've got the bit on the front here. It's basically just a metal bar, and it goes to a device in the centre, which is the thermoelectric generator. You put water in the top here, and you get power output through here, through USB, and that will go into the freeloader, and so I can store the power that I use from cooking and the like. You'll see I've got that set up in a minute. I've got it set up pretty well. But yeah, it's quite a compact little thing, but it generally gives me, you know, all the things that I need power for. It, you know, it does that and keeps it all charged up for longer periods of time. Try and put that away. Something like that. Okay, so that can go over there. Now, this goes with the cook set and the generator. And basically, hold on, it is just a little aluminium screen, and all I've done is cut a little slot out just there, and the generator will sit through that, and it means that the water takes on less heat, so you get a better power output from it from a longer period of time. But it also means I can put it right up to a fire and it won't get destroyed. It can take quite a bit of heat, but this just, you know, helps it to last a bit longer. Also, with the cooker, it's exactly the right height for me to put it through, and it will sit just above the cooker and just below my pans. I mean, I can cook without a problem whilst generating power, which is, you know, it's a really good thing to be able to do. Particularly if you can't get away with having a fire, you can, you know, if you can get your cooker going, you can get yourself some power. I generally keep tinfoil in there. It's just a really useful thing for cooking in. It's just easy. If you can't be asked to set anything else up, you can stick a potato in there and stick it on the fire. And that's just, you know, my personal preference. Now, the next one is a dry bag with just clothing in it. It's a right thick dry bag, and in there I keep, hold on, quite a lot of stuff, you'll see. Decent body warmer, which I don't know where the top of it is. But yeah, nice lined body warmer. Fleece, complete base layer, but a decent base layer with wicking, which is the top and the bottoms there. Balaclava, which again, it's a nice one. It's actually, I think it's a Berghaus one. Yeah, looks like it. But it's not that thick. That's the job. Spare pair of boxers, you don't need to see that. Decent pair of socks. Really decent pair of socks. Thick hiking socks. Glove liners. And proper gloves. Mitts. They got a little zip-up pocket on the back. And they're actually for hunting. You can get your fingers in here, and you can fold it front and back and expose your fingers. Like I say,